After all the cheering, after all the flag waving, after all the songs and social media campaigns for Donald Trump, reality just came crashing through the door in Miami, hard. Let's call it what it is. This is one of the biggest political wake-up calls we've seen in a minute. Thousands of Cuban families who once stood shoulder to shoulder with the MAGA crowd are now realizing that the very same man they voted for is the one snatching away their safety, their status, and their future. And for some odd reason, they really thought he was for them. Not just their vote, but them, their families, their kids, their dreams. They believed the hype. They believed that siding with whiteness, with power, with the loudest voice in the room would protect them. They believed that if they played along, if they clapped loud enough, sang hard enough, maybe they'd get to be part of the club too. But here's the hard truth. Trump never wanted you in the club. He just wanted your vote to get through the door. He said it himself, plain and simple, in a live hearing. I want their vote. Not, I want to protect their families. Not, I want to make sure they stay in this country safely. Just the vote. That's it. Transactional, cold, strategic. And once he got what he needed, he started pushing y'all out the back door like you were never invited to begin with. Now, 500,000 immigrants are facing deportation, 500,000 lives disrupted, 500,000 families wondering what happens next. And that includes a whole lot of the same folks who once called Trump their savior. The saddest part? Some of y'all thought being lighter skinned would earn you a pass. That if you weren't too brown, if you distanced yourself from black and brown folks, if you stood with MAGA, somehow you'd be safe. But Trump doesn't care about your skin tone. He only sees one thing. Are you useful to him in that moment? And once you're not, you're disposable, just like everybody else he's used and thrown away. Now let's talk about El Funky. I mean, the man really thought because he had a platform, because he was famous, because he made noise for Trump, that he'd be accepted. But Trump made it clear, fame doesn't matter, status doesn't matter, music doesn't matter, not to him. The only thing that matters is your vote. That's what he's here for, nothing else. It's painful to watch because people like El Funky didn't just fall for the lie, they helped spread it. They pushed the narrative. They stood in front of cameras and told others to believe. And now they're stuck watching the very machine they helped build turn against them. It should be a lesson, a hard one, but honestly, I'm not sure it'll stick. Because time and time again, people who come to this country thinking proximity to whiteness equals protection end up learning the same harsh lesson. You can't outvote racism. You can't outdance it. You can't outsing it. You can't out-assimilate it. Trump's administration is doing exactly what many of us warned about before the election. We said it loud. We said it clear. We told you what would happen. But some of y'all were too busy trying to prove your loyalty to listen. And what makes this even worse is the history behind it. This country has always had a way of weaponizing fear, especially against immigrants. And the Cuban community in Miami, y'all were targeted hard. They told you Barack Obama was the next Fidel Castro. They said Hillary was Fidel. Bernie Sanders, Fidel. Joe Biden, yep, somehow Fidel too. Kamala Harris, you guessed it, Fidel. Every Democrat became Fidel in their mouths, just to scare you, just to make you run the other way, just to get your vote. And the wild thing is, it worked, over and over again. They told you that if you didn't vote Republican, you were voting for communism, that Democrats would turn America into Cuba. They played on your trauma, your fear, your history, and you believed them. And now look, the very man who told you he was saving you from Fidel is sending you back to Cuba. That's not just betrayal, that's psychological warfare. And for those still defending it, still doubling down, still saying, well, at least he's strong, you're not being loyal, you're being lied to, and you're helping spread those lies to your own people. This ain't about left or right. This is about truth and consequences. Because while you were out here dancing in the street for Trump, he was filing paperwork behind your back to rip your family apart. While you were making songs in his name, he was plotting policies to send you back to the country you fled. While you were holding his picture up, he was already holding the door open for ICE. And let's be real, this isn't just Trump. This is the whole political system in America. Both parties have had their hand in broken immigration policies, and too many politicians treat immigrants like pawns instead of people. They'll lie to you, scare you, use your trauma against you, promise you safety, and deliver you deportation. And when they're done using you, they don't care what happens to you. It's been happening to black folks in this country since forever. We were shacked in chains and then blamed for everything that came after. We built this country and got shut out of its promises.